Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to another reading here at Transform with Rian. And today we are going to be taking a look at your career, okay? So we're going to see what's next in your career, what is in the future for your career. We'll channel some messages from your future self to kind of give you an idea of what's coming up next for you. So take a deep breath in and exhale out. Just relax and open your energies, and we'll reveal this collective card pull here to anchor and connect your energies with your reading today. So one more deep breath in. Good, and just hold that breath in and exhale out. And just allow these messages from your future self to come through. So this collective card pull is soulmate. This situation is related to your soulmate, the person who connects with you at your soul level. Soulmates are not only for romantic relationships. This soulmate is given to you for you to meet and to work within this lifetime to grow spiritually together. So interesting. It seems like, we have the word work here and grow spiritually. And so I feel for many of you, what's coming up next in your career is a really potent time for your growth and evolution. And it could just be with you personally, like what are you discovering about yourself when it comes to work and career? I'm also sensing for some of you, it has a lot to do with your values, okay, ethics, morals, things like that. For others of you, I'm also seeing too that like work is really going to connect you on a deeper level with your coworkers, and for some of you friends, because like you're friends with your coworkers. So I'm sensing that energy quite a bit. I'm not sensing too much when it comes to family with this reading. So let's see what we have coming through for you. We have 3 options as usual here, and we are going to start with group number 1. So, hey there, group number 1. Welcome so much to your reading to find out what is next in your career, according to your future self, what can be revealed about what's coming up next. So, we're in a very unique energy right now because Pluto is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius at the time that I'm preparing this reading. So a lot of people are starting to realize a lot of big things regarding their career, about where they want to go next, if they want to leave their job, who they want to be out in the public eye, things like that. So, I'm going through those energies myself along with the rest of you. So I thought it would be great to do a reading based on this, your career, your calling in life, and how you present yourself out there in the world. Also kind of in like a community, right? So, group 1, we're starting off your reading with all tied up. So, interesting. I already have some messages coming through to explain that. Let's reveal the rest of these, and then of course we have the tarot here to add some clarifiers as well. So, you also have winter solstice reflection. So that came through not that long ago in December. We also have childhood innocence. Interesting. You also have Pisces with sensitize, midheaven with pinnacle, and Capricorn with achieve. Oh, okay. This is very interesting here. So what do we have going on for all of you, group 1, all tied up? What I'm seeing for many of you is that you are going to be kind of stuck where you're at for a bit, okay? Because there's a lot of work to be done. So there's not going to be a lot of movement as far as like changing jobs, changing professions, changing the position. I feel like for this next phase of your career, you're gonna be kind of staying where you're at, okay? I'm seeing here that there's something that you need to finish up that you need to fulfill before there can be this option to switch things up at work. So for those of you that were drawn to this, I don't see any new job opportunities in the near pipeline for you. It's going to be somewhere later on if that's something that you've been contemplating, because there's something you still need to achieve, you still need to complete in your current role. What I'm seeing here too is as you move through this, as you, kind of finish your objective, if you will, okay, it will take you to a new peak, a new pinnacle within your career. And I think at that point, there will then be a little bit of movement. Okay, so perhaps once you achieve whatever this project is, whatever this goal is, in your present position, then there will be an opportunity, if you want it, to get a promotion, for example, or move to another company that perhaps you'll be in a higher position, right, than you were at your current employer right now. The other thing that I'm seeing here too is with this pinnacle, this midheaven card, when you look at your birth chart, it is what's at the very top here, okay, of your natal wheel. And a lot of this energy, what I'm getting called to explain to you is this is how you are perceived, like your public face, your public persona, because the IC, which is the opposite portion, it's the lowest part of your birth chart, that's more your personal self, like who you are with your closest of friends, your family members, like behind closed doors. So not your public face, more your private face, your private persona. So what I'm seeing here is your public persona is really going to be challenged. So how people view you at work is going to be highlighted here. And that could be having to do here with this goal or this project. It's what I'm hearing is it's really going to test you. Okay, it's going to test your limits and it's going to change the way people look at you. So this is your opportunity to really rise to the occasion and give it your best. I'm hearing that it's going to be a bit difficult, okay? Like with all tied up, this is not a comfortable position, feeling stuck, feeling forced to do certain things, okay? Because you're not able to do what you want to do. With the all tied up, there's like no freedom here. So I feel like there's going to be some frustration to address. Now, it's not going to be like the whole time, of course, but I think leading up to this pinnacle, there's going to be some moments of frustration. And it's really going to challenge you to keep your cool and not be so sensitive about things and not take certain things so personally. Because again, this is like a big hurdle, all right? And, when people undergo stressful situations, especially like in a group or in a team setting, like arguments can happen, misunderstandings can happen, right? And so I'm really hearing from your future self to make sure that you keep your cool, okay? And with this reflection card here, what I'm hearing is that your outer reality is a reflection of what's happening within you. I've mentioned that a couple times on this channel, and for those of you that are like really far along in your spiritual journey, you understand that concept. And so I'll explain it a little bit if you're not as familiar with this or you just need like a refresher. So if you're feeling frustration, annoyance, anger, disappointment within yourself, then you're going to find circumstances in your environment, in your reality, that also feel disappointing, frustrating, angry, okay? So like sometimes if you're feeling disappointed in the way like a coworker is handling their part of the work, there could be this feeling of disappointment within you as well for yourself, for example, okay? So just be very aware of that whatever you're feeling, other people around you are feeling and experiencing that as well. And I'm hearing this could be an opportunity for you, to reach a new height, a new professional level here by facilitating this shift in the energy of the group. Okay, so not sort of participating in the common energy, but rising above it. Okay, so if you're feeling frustrated, you're ready to give up, and you're noticing that your coworkers or the people you work with are in that same energy, like not joining in on it, like, not drinking the Kool-Aid. And this, I feel like, is your chance to, what we talked about earlier, is step it up, okay? And be the change that you want to see in your work environment, okay? I feel like, for many of you, there's been this, I don't want to say laziness or complacency, but it's almost like you have maybe not been wanting as much responsibility. Like you've been wanting more to just kind of coast through, like get in, do what you need to do, and get out, and not really take on this leadership role or like be in the spotlight. Like you're kind of like, that's what the manager's for, that's what the project leader's for. Like, I don't want to get in on that. I don't feel like getting involved. Right? But I feel like this is actually the time and the opportunity for you to actually step up as a leader within the group dynamic here, within the workplace, and perhaps even like set an example. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's nothing about you officially taking the title of like a manager or a leader necessarily. It's nothing like that at all, but it's more about people looking to you now as the leader, as someone to kind of guide them forward, okay? And, if you look back on your career, you can perhaps see times where even though there's like someone who holds the role of leader within the group, like everyone has had a chance to step up and demonstrate their skills or expertise in something, right? And I'm seeing things like even when it comes to planning like potlucks or company outings together or group outings together, or maybe even presenting something about your particular role or job to the whole group so that you can explain like what you're doing and how everyone can work together, how you can help them, how they can help you, like that type of thing, right? I see that coming through for you now. There's certain people, it's not your manager that always plans the potluck. It's not your manager that always maybe gives presentations on what's new in the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember before, like I would have the IT team, the information technology team, come and like explain things on how to utilize the new features of the electronic medical record in the clinic. So they were stepping up in a leadership role and educating and explaining and teaching the group about like the electronic medical record system and all the updates, right? So I feel like this is your chance to really step up into that. So for some of you, it very well could be some type of presentation you're going to need to help give and prepare for the team. And you're going to be stuck in this role. So there's like no point in fighting or resisting or trying to kind of like pawn it off to somebody else. But remember, this is an opportunity for you to take that next step up in your career and your skill sets. It's like, I'm hearing too, like from your future self, it's like something to add to your resume here. All right, that you can then be able to use later on when you really want to fully step into a higher position, a higher role with a little bit more responsibility, Now, this thing with the innocence and the childhood, this is kind of reminding me of something that I was learning when I was at my last job, because my employer were kind of like looking towards me to take on some type of leadership role within the clinic. And I was reading this book about like emotional quotient and like how to be a great leader. And one of the tips here, and I feel like this is relevant and your future self is kind of guiding me to share this teaching that I had, is whenever you feel like you're angry or frustrated with somebody at work, or even just like in general, one of the tips that I learned so that you don't cave and give in to this aggression and this anger within you, is to look at that person and see them as a child. Like, imagine what they look like as a child. Like, everybody at some point in their life was an innocent child who was just learning about the world, trying to have fun, trying to feel loved and safe and secure. And we all carry that inner child within us still, even as adults, right? And so when people are angry or frustrated, like, have some empathy and compassion for them, and look at them, look at their inner child. Because oftentimes when people get angry or frustrated, it's because there's some type of hurt or pain from childhood that is being triggered, okay? And sometimes it's not so obvious, like, what the link is there. But that's why people keep talking about the inner child when it comes to healing and counseling and therapy and developing self-love and self-compassion. So look at anybody that maybe you're butting heads with as their childhood self, and extending that patience and that kindness that you would towards a child, okay? That's really actually beautiful guidance and advice. I really like that. That's a great reminder for me as well. So thank you, future selves, for highlighting that. I feel like there's more to this childhood thing as well. So let's see what we got cooking here. Let's get some clarifiers from the tarot about this childhood innocence energy that's coming through. So we have Page of Coins. There you go. So childhood energy, Four of Cups, and Five of Wands. So what I'm feeling here that you need to know about career is that a lot of people in the workplace, maybe yourself as well, are like fighting for validation, fighting for recognition. So what I found in many workplaces, and something that I was very consciously working on myself before as a result of this book also, is that, you know, so many people don't compliment each other enough in the workplace. And so there's a lot of feelings of like being taken for granted, right? And people are not really recognizing just how hard you're working, just how much you're contributing and giving to the company and to the team. And that can lead to a lot of frustration, okay? And a lot of maybe even resentment starting, you know? How many, like, do you know what I'm talking about with that? Does that make sense? And so I think, you know, you, again, being the change you want to see in the work environment, it's important for you to really thank people and compliment people when you recognize that they're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? And be very specific. That's something else that I learned about, like, being a leader. And again, this isn't anything to do with your title. It's just being that example of what you want to see more of in the workplace, okay? So I would, instead of just saying, oh, thanks for doing that, thanks, thank you, like just keeping it so vague and general, I would make it very specific. Thank you for cleaning up room 3. I know there was like a bit of a mess there after I did that procedure. Or thank you so much for setting up this tray in room 2 so that I could, you know, I don't know, suture a wound or something. I really appreciated that. You were able to have everything ready for me so I could take care of this patient and send them on their way so they could go home and rest and recover. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, be very specific about the things that people are doing that you like and that were good. And, you know, you also benefit from that because you're giving people that positive reinforcement, letting them know what it is you like so that they know and they're invited to do more of it, right? And then hopefully they can reciprocate that and tell you like how much they appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that be nice? Right? So, you know, give me a like or comment down below that, you know, I welcome all compliments and affirmations for the work that I do. I welcome all confirmations and gratitude for the work that I do. I welcome all confirmations and gratitude for the work that I do, right? Like, you deserve it, for reals. So let that recognition come in, okay? Now here with the Four of Cups, this to me is again, the four is a very stable energy. It's not very moving. So this to me is saying that you're gonna be stuck doing a lot of work here. Okay, there's not gonna be a lot of I mean, I kind of hate to say it, but it's not gonna be like a lot of breaks or like um, taking it easy kind of vibes. You're entering a phase where you're gonna have a lot of hard work that you have to put in, but it's gonna be worth it. You know, like I'm thinking like at my job, like in the winter months, it would be hella busy and crazy in the clinic because it was cold season, it was flu season, you know? And when I was talking to my friends who were like in finances and accountants, like tax season was really, really busy for them and they couldn't really take time off or they'd have to stay late at work, you know? Or like times when they had to do inventory, right? Like quarterly inventory or quarterly accounting. My cousin had to manage that. So it's gonna be one of those busy times coming up for you. And so you're not gonna have as many breaks. But again, it's gonna be worth it because I'm sensing something a little bit bigger is just in the pipeline there, all right? Now, with this one here, with the Page of Coins, what I'm seeing here is, um, okay. So what I'm seeing here is it's going to sort of feel like the energy that you're putting into work is not being reflected in what you're receiving financially at this point, okay? Like for sure, some of you are on salary and so you're not getting paid overtime, which sucks. I get it. Trust me. But also, what I'm seeing here for some of you too is that it might be like a delayed thing because, like, the page is the beginning of the court cards, then it's like knight, queen, king, right? So, even though you're not getting paid and compensated right now, when all this craziness is happening, it doesn't mean you won't be like eligible for a good pay raise or promotion or a bonus like later on. I feel like people are not going to forget this work that you did during this busy, busy time. Okay, so that's why it's so important because you're going to be recognized. People are going to notice what you're doing. Okay, again, this public image. So I'm feeling like, just be at your best behavior, be in your top form here. Okay, loves? I believe in you. You got this. So, wow, these are some really great lessons. I know it sounds like really tough up ahead, but honestly, it's gonna be worth it. Just trust in the process. So thank you all so much for joining me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes, comments. Thanks for letting the ads run. I truly appreciate that. Let me know if you have any suggestions for things I can cover in future readings. And never forget, loves, that it's never too late for your happily ever after. Sending you so much love. See you next time. Hey there, Group 2. Welcome to your reading to find out what's next in your career from your future self. So there's been like a lot of energies with Pluto transitioning from Capricorn into Aquarius during this time frame that I'm recording the video. So I thought it'd be really helpful to talk about career and your profession because that's the domain of Capricorn. And so there's big shifts and changes coming through with that. And then Aquarius is also the sign of like community, and both speak to your public persona. All right, so it's kind of going hand in hand to see like how all of this is working out in your life. So let's see what's coming up next though in career. So we have fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So the fourth chakra is your heart chakra. So let's see what's going on with this energy, okay? Next we have forest with breath. Also like this beautiful green color as well. Okay, so green is very, very important. It's a healing energy for a lot of you, a loving energy. It's also a very welcoming and opening energy, okay, is what I'm hearing. We also have dance, celebration. Ooh, yes, I love this. I'm getting really good vibes from your reading so far, group number 2, and I am here for it. So Gemini, cross-pollinate. Oh, okay. I got some messages coming through that I can't wait to channel for you all. Vesta with hearth. And Ninth house exploration. Wow. So the energy in your reading is very, very different from group number one. Um, what I'm seeing for you all in your career is actually this very, very pleasant energy, okay? Group number one is going to be experiencing a lot of hard work and a bit of challenges for character building and skill building. But you all, what I'm actually seeing is this real period of expansion and growth for all of you. I'm feeling that there's a lot of love and support coming through for you in the workplace. Like maybe I'm seeing some of you have like a mentor in the workplace that really wants to see you succeed. Like they might even be grooming you for like a promotion in the future, right? They see a lot of potential in you. And so they definitely want to see, like, do you have what it takes to be in a leadership role? Do you have what it takes to receive some kind of promotion, right? And so I see that happening big. Um, and also, I'm seeing your connections at work really blossoming. So I feel like that's for you definitely very strongly this soulmate energy that we called through as part of the collective card pull is coming in like wowzers for you, group two. So perhaps some of you like recently started in a new job or position and it was like you were the new guy, the new gal, and so maybe you felt kind of like the outcast and you were just trying to get to know each other. Your coworkers kind of see where you fit in, like which group, which crew, like who's gonna be your work friends, things like that, right? And I feel like you're really gonna be getting a handle on that. Like you're gonna know like who are sort of your soul fam in the workplace, right? Like who you vibe the most with, who you get along with. And, I remember back when I would start at a new job, it's like, who's going to be my work friends? Like, who am I going to be able to hang out with outside of work type thing, and like build closer connections with. And I feel like that's going to be a lot more evident for you coming next in your career. So again, those good energies. So here with the hearth, this makes me think of home energy. So it's like work family. There you go. That's the vibe. That's a good way for me to put that vibe that I was feeling. Like, who is part of your work family, like your core group? When I think of the clinic that I work with, like I could think of like who my work family was, like who I'd always try to have lunch breaks with, who I would like text if I needed something, right? Outside of work, that kind of thing. So I feel like you're going to really tap into that energy. Same with cross-pollinate. So it's sort of like this blending of your worlds. So, in the beginning, most people, when they start at a new job, like you don't really interact with your coworkers outside of work. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just clock in, go to work, do your thing, and then once you clock out, it's like you go hang out with your friends, you go hang out with your family, you kind of have your private life. And then over time, as you get to know each other better in the workplace, the work setting, then you're like, oh, I think I might want to hang out with this person and do something outside of work, like go on a hike, go have dinner with them, go to the movies with them, whatever the case may be. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like there's this crossing over now of your work friends into your more personal private life, like the select ones anyway. And that's part of this exploration energy here as well. You're exploring these relationships at work, okay? But also this exploring energy is from that, work mentor, work mom, work dad kind of thing where they're like checking and seeing like, okay, we hired you not that long ago. You've been doing excellent work. Like, what else can you handle? Like, what else can you offer to the company? What else can you do for the company, the business? Okay. Wow. So that's really good. I feel like this like really strong complementary energy. Like, they think highly of you, right? They're giving you a compliment. So here what I'm seeing though, even though maybe you're a little nervous because you're getting closer to people and people are getting to know you better, you can actually take a breath of relaxation, like kind of like a deep breath in and out. Like maybe you were thinking you had to prove yourself. You know, like when you first started a job, I know I'm on like my best behavior, right? Back in the day when I was working, I'd always be on my best behavior, always be willing to lend a helping hand, put my best foot forward, because in most places you have like this 60 to 90 day trial period where it's like you can totally get fired if you're not performing up to standard, right? And so I feel like many of you have gone past that period already, that trial period, and people are thinking like, okay, cool, like we see that you want to be here, you've been working hard, and now for the most part there's not as much scrutiny. Okay, like people are more looking and focusing on like what you can do and like how you're a pleasure to work with versus like what could you be doing wrong. You know, like when you first start, like people are always waiting for you to like mess up sometimes, right? So that they can see like, okay, we need to retrain you on something, we need to re-educate you on something, or worst case scenario, like, yo, this ain't working out, you know? So you can take a relaxing breath here because you're not going to be under that kind of attention anymore. Again, it's more like good attention. Now, with this celebration, I'm thinking that perhaps some of you, like, you're going to be invited to some kind of celebration with some of your coworkers as part of this, like, friendship building thing. Like, maybe someone's birthday is coming up and you'll be invited to celebrate their birthday at some party or dinner or outing, right? And so I feel like that's definitely like a possibility for some. For others, I also feel like it could be a celebration of some other type. Like, I don't know if it's like a sporting thing, right? Like maybe there's like a work team for, I don't know, like hockey, baseball, football, volleyball, rugby, like whatever. And like maybe they're in like the semifinals or something, you know, or there's a championship game. And so you're invited to come watch the game play and then like go out for drinks or something afterward, like that kind of thing. I'm seeing some kind of event, like a team event happening as well. Maybe there's even like a trivia night. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or karaoke. Like when I was visiting my friend in Vietnam, we went out karaokeing with his coworkers because I like love to karaoke. So I was all about that life. And in Vietnam, y'all, they don't play when it comes to karaoke. Like you, in a lot of Asian places and even America, you can rent out a little room, right? But this room, y'all, oh my God, it was nuts. Like it had a stage, it had a mini stage and like a stand with a microphone. So you can like legit pretend you're like on American Idol or like X Factor or something and perform your song. It was bonkers and I was here for it. I was loving it. So anyways, could be something like that, right? So I'm loving this energy that's coming through for you, group 2, with work. Like, wow, it's so good that you can kind of, you know, relax a bit here and just get to know your coworkers now and not be so stressed about learning your job, learning all the ins and outs of your role. And now you're like getting the hang of things, you know, like you could take a breath finally, and things are starting to come a little bit more naturally for you. I love that. I'm kind of curious a little bit about this like grooming process. Like, what is going on with this work mentor or coach or something? Let's see. Okay, let's see. So we have 2 of Wands, 8 of Swords, Page of Coins, the Chariot, and the 3 of Swords. So it's interesting here. We have the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. So what I'm seeing is that actually from the perspective of this person in your job is they were looking at someone else that they could groom, and they've actually been feeling like a bit disappointed in their performance. So it's kind of like like this person that we're thinking of promoting when the time is right, like they're our best option right now, maybe because of seniority. But it's kind of like they're not necessarily wowed by it. It's more like they'll do. Like we know they can do the job and that'll be satisfactory. But I feel like what they're looking for is like they want to be wowed. Okay, so this Two of Wands, it's kind of like they were looking at their options, okay, and they were trying to decide, like, should we just go ahead and promote this person because we need it, or should we like wait and see if maybe some other candidates come in, or maybe should we, instead of like hiring within, like we should put an ad out for like external people to come in, but like then we have to train them on also how to do this, not only the job we're hiring them for, but the jobs of like who they're managing. So it might even just be easier to hire from within and like internally, because at least they know a bunch of different roles and they know the system a little bit better, right? So I feel like they're looking to you as sort of their answer, as like you or this other person at this point, and now they're kind of leaning more towards you, which is why they're wanting to teach you more, right? Wanting to test you more and see like what you're capable of and explain things to you more than other people, right? Maybe they're having more conversations with you to get to know you even better. Like it could even be, oh my gosh. So for some of you, it could even be like you were initially hired on as a temp worker and now they're considering like hiring you on for reals, like full time. You know what I'm saying? That actually happened to one of my friends who was working for Pokemon. So cool. And now they're like thriving in their job, in their workplace. Like it's insane. I love it. I'm so happy for them. And I feel like this could be the same thing for you, yo. Woo, I love it. Wowzers, you better work, honey. So what do we have here with the Chariot and the Page of Coins? So definitely you are like a newbie. Okay, you're kind of like you're just learning the ropes. You don't know everything just yet when it comes to work. But the good news is, again, they're willing to work with you. They're willing to train you. It's like they're looking at the ROI, you know what I'm saying? Like the return on investment. They're eyeing you because they see this potential and they're like, yes, this is a little bit more work than the other candidate we were thinking of, but it might be better. We might be better off going with you in the long run, right? Like you have the potential to be way better than just satisfactory. You feel me? So I really feel like with this Chariot, they can see that you can go a long way. They see that there is ambition, there's drive within you. They see that you can do this, okay? Even if maybe I'm getting from your future self that some of you don't feel that confident right now. Like I feel like you're just really like critical of yourself and maybe you have like some perfectionist tendencies. Does that resonate with you, by the way? Like or comment down below if that resonates with you or anything else in this reading so far resonated with you. Like, comment down below, okay? Because I'm getting the sense here that, you know, you may be a bit hard on yourself, but the people around you, they like totally appreciate you, yo. And they might not be saying it enough just yet, but I really feel like they appreciate everything that you do. They appreciate your skills. They appreciate how quickly you're learning how to do things and how much that you make things easier for them, right? Because either you're doing a great job and or you're so good at helping other people out as well and like being a real team player. Yeah, because I'm seeing that with the Chariot, like we have these two fish. Is this a barracuda? I think it is. But like, you know, in order for this Chariot to be moving forward and moving in a, you know, one direction is like the two barracudas, these two fish have to be swimming in the same direction, right? And so I feel like that's why I have this, you're definitely like team player here, because if you are off doing your own thing and the team is moving this way, it's like, which way is the business going? Like the team, the crew, the company going? It's gonna be like a mess, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like people really see you as like you're fitting in, you're a great addition to the team, the workplace, and they are loving it. Oh snap, okay, you better show them what's up, love. You better show them what's up. So enjoy this period of growth, learning, and appreciation and celebration and fun, because you've earned it. You deserve it. Thank you so much for watching your reading today. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for letting the ad run. I really, really appreciate it. And never forget, loves, that it's not too late for your happily ever after. Beautiful things are always on the way. See you next time. Hey there, Group 3. Welcome to your reading to find out what is next in your career with information and tips from your future self that we will be channeling through the tarot cards and your reading today. So let's see what we have going on for you. We are, as I'm recording this reading, we're in this big shift with Pluto moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. And Capricorn and Aquarian energies are really about like your profession, your occupation, what your purpose is within the world, like what role you're playing in not only work, but in like the community and like the collective energy. And so a lot of people are noticing a lot of shifts when it comes to work, career, and like your public face, your public persona. So I thought this would be a great reading to kind of connect with those energies and get a little heads up. So you have woman holding a coin. So I see a lot of success for you when it comes to work here, some boss energy coming through. We also have desert, vision quest, ooh, waterfall with effortless. Ooh, that's beautiful. Oh, and I got an extra card for you when I was shuffling these. So you got a bonus one here, loves. We have fourth house with home, Scorpio with investigate, fifth house with passion, and also sixth house with sustainability. Wow, so we have 4, 5, 6. Actually, why don't I put them together? Because that is really interesting that came out. Whoa, okay, do I know how to count in order, y'all? Wowzers. Because that is really, really, really strong here. And I'm also being called to the numbers on your card, not just 4th, 5th, 6th, but I see you also have 42 and 42 twice. So you have the number 4 showing up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and you also have the number 8. Those are beautiful numbers to come through in your reading about career and work, because that also is tied so closely with your finances, okay? So 4 is the energy of hard work, stable foundation, and 8 is about the results of that hard work and that foundation and beginning to reap a lot of the benefits, okay? So what I'm seeing for a lot of you here that's coming through very, very clearly is what's next in your career is some type of promotion, raise, like recognition for how skilled you are. I see that many of you have put in a lot of hard work in your career profession, okay? And it's about to start paying off. It's just the beginning though, because we have just the 1, 8 and so many 4s. So what I'm seeing here is you've spent a lot of time like making a name for yourself, getting that recognition, getting those skills and abilities, right? Like maybe you have trainings and certifications that you got to prepare you for something more, something bigger when it comes to your career. And it's about to switch. It's about to pay off, where now there's going to be less emphasis on like working hard, putting in extra hours, and maybe sacrificing some of your free time for the sake of work and career. And it's going to move towards a little bit more balance, where it's like you can work less but earn more, okay? Or you can work more even efficiently, right? And so you're not having to spend hours and hours doing the same, doing one task. You could shorten it and cut it by half even. You know what I'm saying? And some of that for you, it could even be with a leadership role again, whereas like you were part of the team, like worker bees putting in the extra hours, and now you're going to be more of a manager or like overseeing, like being the team lead. And so there's less overtime for you and more like just overseeing and monitoring progress, things like that, okay? So I'm seeing that switch and that change. And I'm hearing, for a lot of you, this came out a little bit more strongly in your reading compared to the other two, that many of you are like entrepreneurs, okay? Or some of you maybe have been thinking about building like a social media brand, right? So you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, whatever. So whatever work that you've been putting into making a name of yourself in the social media um, arena is gonna start paying off for you. Like you're gonna start getting the followers, getting people interested in your work to like maybe make some sales. And so that is pretty sweet. So here with this effortless card, we see this is about waterfall. So it's like water flowing down. So before, a lot of the stuff that you had to do felt very much like an uphill battle. I'm sensing for a lot of you, it could have been even hard to stay motivated and stay disciplined, stay with it. There are like many, many times where you just were like, I give up already. What's another, what is my out? What is an easy way to get out of this? Because I'm so donezo with this. But I feel like something within you said, don't quit just yet. Keep going. Like it's gonna be worth it in the end. I'm seeing for some of you, it's like in a marathon. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in a marathon where it's like close-ish to the end, you start to like get really, really tired and you almost want to collapse. It's like it happens sometimes after the halfway point. Okay. And then when you see the finish line, you get like this burst of energy. Okay. So I feel like you've had that experience where you're like determined, and you're like, okay, I got this, I got this. And then you start to feel challenged, you start to feel exhausted, and you want to give up. And then you're about to see this finish line. Okay, like that's where you're kind of at. You can see the goal, you can see the dream. It feels so tangible, like you can almost taste it, right? And so that's kind of where it's at. And once you get there, it's going to feel so effortless now moving forward. It's almost like I remember when I did a 5K a couple of times. It's like when I saw that finish line, it's like I kind of had an out of body experience. And I don't know where this energy came from, but it just came and I was able to reach my goal. And I feel like that's what's happening for you. It's like you're gonna have this powerful energy come through you and support you through this phase of like entering your like bossdom, like how you're like boss energy now. Also, what I'm seeing for some of you, like on my YouTube journey, when I first started in like social media, like your views and your subscribers like kind of look really low, and some days you weren't getting views or subscribers, and then people will quit. But if you don't quit, you look at these charts of like people creating content, and there's this point where this like the views and the subscribers like shoot up. Okay, it's like low, like nothing, maybe even losing subscribers at times, and then choom, it's like a bunch of subscribers, bunch of views. Okay, and I mean I saw that happen with my channel, to be honest. And if you look at other people who've stuck with YouTube for like 6 to 12 months, like they are doing great. So the first few months, it's really, to be honest, it's not about getting those views, getting those subscribers. It's really about perfecting and honing your skills. Okay, and that's what I'm seeing here with this vision quest. So it's a very dry period because it feels like you're not making a lot of headway. It feels like you're putting in more effort than seeing rewards. Okay, so it seems very dry and very hard and very challenging, like this desert. But this is where you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about like what's really important to you. How bad do you want it? Who are you trying to be? Because let me tell you, when I first started my YouTube channel, I mean, you can look back at my earlier posts. Like I was trying all different types of things and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do on YouTube. And then after a while, it finally became obvious that this is like a tarot channel. Okay. And so it took quite some time to figure this out. It took at least like 3 to 4 months. And even then, I had to like hone more on my craft and be better about like recording, posting, speaking, all those kind of things. So it was like, it wasn't like always easy, But now I feel like I'm entering this phase of like abundance, of feeling water. Okay, I went from dry to this like abundant, flourishing, thirst quenching energy, and state. And I know that's kind of where you're going to be at too. You're going to walk through the desert. You're going to realize things about yourself. I mean, you've already had that, I should say, actually. It's all like past tense because you went through this vision quest. And now you're starting to feel that nourishment, feel that like, oh, this was all worth it kind of energy, okay? And you're going to be experiencing success. This is what's next in your career. Woman holding a coin. So regardless of whether or not you identify as male or female, masculine, feminine, whatever, this is basically just speaking to prosperity. Ooh, don't you like that word? Prosperity. So I feel like, as I say that, it's a great time for an affirmation here to welcome in this prosperity, okay? So the affirmation that I'm getting through from, channeling not only your future self, but like my guides as well, is I am grateful for all the lessons I've gone through and the skills that I've obtained. I'm grateful for all the lessons I have learned and the skills that I have obtained. I'm grateful for all the lessons I have learned and the skills that I have obtained. Okay? So that will open you up for this prosperity to come in. Okay? And what I feel like we need to take a look here now at these cards, because we have the progression that we talked about. We have the 8 here. We have home, passion, sustainability, and investigate. So I'm definitely feeling here that you are in your element now, okay? Because I have home and passion. So I feel like whatever you've been working on so hard over the past several months, maybe even like a year or two, you're really starting to feel like you are just jamming. You are in the flow. You know what it's about. You are feeling like at the top of your game here, okay? And there's this alignment that I'm feeling. So many people have been so dissatisfied with their work, and people have been quitting their jobs. People have been like leaving companies and going to new companies. Some people feel like they're having like a career crisis and like, oh my gosh, what am I actually doing? I mean, trust me, I know, I've been there, right? Totally went through that myself. And now I feel like you are starting to really embody your authentic self when it comes to your profession and work. Like you feel like you are realizing your calling now. Okay? And it's exciting. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And that's what's going to be sustainable for you, right? It's you went through the hardship, you kept discipline, and you stuck with it. That's also this energy of sustainability. And now it can easily become something that will last in the long run. Okay, maybe it started out as something like a hobby, or you're just like, okay, I'll just try this out and see what happens. And if I don't like it after like, a few months or a year, I'll just like find another job, find another position, whatever. Like maybe that's how you went into it. But now you're seeing that this is something that you could do in the long run, right? This wasn't like a fleeting, like, oh, let me just try this out and bail on it later or whatever. Like, this now doesn't feel so much like a backup plan or like what is the word? Like a distraction or sort of like a little interlude or like a break or escape or whatever. Like you're really starting to see like what is aligned with you in the long run, okay, when it comes to work and career. And it seems like you can see yourself doing this for quite a few years to come, okay, which is great, which is beautiful. It's like you're stepping into like a role now that feels good to you, okay, that you're happy to be doing now. Here with the investigate, I'm seeing here, as you experience all this success coming up, there's also an opportunity for you to start to think of what's next. Okay, so it's like you were working hard, you were training, you were honing your craft, and now like you've reached this level of mastery, which feels good, but I feel like for you there's even more. you can take this a little bit further. You can go beyond what you initially thought. Like you reach this goal and now you can see this other goal, this higher goal, right? It's almost like, just to put simply, like, going from like, oh, I just originally started this as like a hobby, furthering my interest, but now that I see that I like have 10,000 followers or 1,000 followers on my social media platform, I feel like, oh no, I can really do this. Like, I can aim to get like 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 followers. Do you know what I'm saying? Or even like maybe thinking about products that you can offer to people, courses, workshops, things that you can do for people to expand your venture even more. And the energy is supporting that for you. Okay, this is a great time for you to grow and think of other ways in which you can level up in this process, which is really, really sweet. I love it. So you're on the right path. So overall, you're on the right path. You put in the work, you learned a lot, blood, sweat, tears kind of thing, and it's paying off now. You're starting to see the benefits here and the sustainability and the like, wow, I'm meant to be doing this. And that's such a beautiful feeling, my love. I'm so happy for you. I feel like I was just shuffling. I'm not really even sure what we're going to hear from your future self, but let's just see what they have to say with these cards, okay? I feel like there's some other message here even happening. So we have Two of Wands, Temperance, Queen of Coins. Ooh, look at that. That matches so beautifully with woman holding a coin. And we have Four of Swords. Okay, so we were talking about investigate here, right? So this isn't necessarily the time for you to be taking action on whatever new ideas you're coming up with, or like researching to see ways you can do even more or go even further in your career or your calling. It's just more about doing the research and finding things out. Okay, and seeing what your options are. That's what I see here with the Two of Wands, like looking at your options, weighing them out. But with the Four of Swords, this is about not taking action just yet. So keep doing what you're doing. Oh my gosh, we have another four, y'all. Like, wow, another four. And this XIV, this is 14. So the number 4 again is showing up. Like, what? So, sticking with your foundation, sticking with the roots, sticking with your workflow, it's going great, but just imagining and envisioning what can happen next, okay? That's where you're at here. So just kind of brainstorming. There we go. That's a great word for it. So brainstorming now, like where else you can take your career, your calling, your business, whatever the case may be, your social media account, like where else can you take it? Okay. Now, the big thing here is this balance energy with temperance. I'm hearing the word alignment for a lot of you. Alignment, okay? So I'm feeling that this is more of a not so much thinking with your mind, but trusting your guts. Your guts. Wow, that sounded so weird. Trusting your gut instinct here, okay? Because we have 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on this beautiful like flower chair thing, flower pillow. Oh gosh, I don't even know what this is. So this is about trusting your intuition, trusting your dreams. Like if you're one to meditate, like just opening yourself up and seeing what visions, what possibilities are in your future that you can move towards starting from here on out. Okay, after you've achieved some measure of success here, like what's your next jumping point you can go towards, okay? And then being able to take a new action plan, right? Adjusting your routine, your process to reach that goal instead. So it's going to feel like there's a lot to juggle here, like a lot of options and opportunities. Again, you're just in the brainstorming, just in the um, imagination phase, and then you'll be able to enter in like the more practical phase. Okay, so kind of like going back to like social media, like you've had success creating this type of content, like what other things can you dream up? Like what do you see next for your path ahead? Like how are you going to continue to grow, evolve, and expand? What topics can you discuss? What product can you offer? What people can you collaborate and work with? Maybe, do you know what I'm saying? And then once you had some time to feel into it and see what lights you up the most, then you can start making the plans on what to do next. Okay? Wow, so this was very targeted to a specific group of you, but overall, just know that you're going to experience a lot of success and you're going to be able to build on that success, okay? And go way further than you initially thought you could go when you started out on this particular part of your career and professional path. So this is like really, really awesome. So congratulations, love. Like beautiful things are down the pipeline for you. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for letting the ads run. I really appreciate your presence and support on this channel. So I really hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know if you have any suggestions for topics you want to cover in the future. Just leave them in the comments. But as always, never forget, it's not too late for your happily ever after. Beautiful things are gonna keep on coming. Okay? Take care, love. See you later.